convincingly. So if we're going by stats, which obviously is a small representation, form is so important, but by stats, Dignitas simply have got to win this map.
Well, now we get to see, do they have it in them, FlipSid, to make this another 30-round map? Or is it going to be Dignitas just powering through? Rubino there to hit the first shot, and that's already a good start. And they have actually tried to go for some early aggression, FlipSid, which I do like. But in the meantime, I mean, it makes you wonder, what was the point of that early aggression if the bomb is going towards B through Secret? Guy gets a bullet to the face. He's literally going to do nothing now. And Dignitas, they are going to be able to retake this eventually here. Bomb is going to get planted.
Bomb has been planted.
Bomb down, so first victory, I suppose, goes in to the hands of FlipSid. But how is this retake looking? Waylander going to be vent diving. Is just chilling in here with 2 and a third kill as Config, Rubino, and MSL have met their match. Cajun B and Magisk are now going to try and hold this one off. But FlipSid, through Waylander just being a complete monster, have a real shot at getting this clutch. They don't have the ability to hold off for too much longer. How is Waylander still alive in vent? He's got all 4 kills in the same position. The bomb is being defused. Cajun B is stuck onto this one. Waylander around the side is going to try his best, and he's done enough. He's not going to get the ace, but he will get the victory. Solid work by FlipSid, but Dignitas, please.
He'll let the bomb do the work for him. Metas, you know, that's the thing. That's style, right? You know, he's just like, I've got the ace already. It's all good. Bomb did the work, and this is just one of the most ridiculous things. They're just dropping into their death. Waylander with 20 bullets in that Glock. He's so happy in that sort of scenario, just spraying and praying, and he gets the job done. 1-0 lead now for FlipSid. They win the pistol on the T side of Nuke. 3rd map in this best of 3, in this elimination match as well.
Scout picked up by Dignitas. Interesting in their 4th round. We take outside an electronic drive by Galil, 1 tap to the dome. A good night. Dignitas now going to be resting on their heels with UMP and some pistols. One of which is moving into Secret. That's going to be in the hands of the very capable Config. But the strength in numbers approach may be enough to bat him away for the time being. Rubino comes in with a CZ, and now it's FlipSid's turn to sweat. Dignitas are making this happen, or maybe not. Waylander comes back and finds MSL.
3-on-3 scenario now, though. And Dignitas, they having forced in this round, they can still do some damage. They can still catch out FlipSid here. So it's not over yet for Dignitas. FlipSid need to somehow link up together here and start working together as a unit. Otherwise, it's going to get hairy. Markaloff will find Megaspore, so that's a good start. Rubino, though, with that CZ up close, going to be able to bring it back into a 2-on-2 we go.
Or we'll let it execution onto Config. Mat 10, not fantastic in these kind of scenarios, but Rubino still has the task of getting back onto the site with. Will get the better of World as expected, but loses a lot of his health in the process. And there's Waylander. FlipSid do take a 2nd round, but it's a great cost to their economy. Dignitas won't have much room to breathe with here, so I'd expect to see some SMGs picked up and try and farm back that economy they just lost.
Blade always just looks so shocked when he's talking, you know, to his teammates at the end of rounds. You know, he's holding up his hands, just going like, "Why, why? You know, what is going on here?"
Like pleading with them, like, "Come on, guys, we can do this." And this would be a massive shock if FlipSid knocked Dignitas out. I mean, it really would. FlipSid have something like 36% of maps won. In all maps, that is. Dignitas have like 65%, so this goes to show that Dig have been performing so well recently, but not today.
I mean, it's when they won Epicenter, right? You know, that kind of put Dignitas on the map. They had to go through some very tough opposition to make it happen, competing against the Tier 1 teams. And that's when the opinion changed for Dignitas. When you start looking at them like they're a force to be reckoned with now. You have to pay attention. The thing is, nobody's looked at FlipSid that way in a very long time. FlipSid have very firmly been stuck in the Tier 2. And so, well, it is a bit of a scrappy round again. That bomb has been planted, however. Markaloff able to bring it back with the help of World Edit. And Rubino with 2 kills so far, but they still have that UMP on Magisk, and we'll see if he can actually get anything done with it. Cajun with the UMP is going to get the kill on Markaloff. Again, an expensive round here. 2 UMPs now for Dignitas to work with. And the smoke. This could be interesting.
Oh, that Molly. Yeah, that Molly is pixel perfect by Waylander. Not only is he going to claim the kill, but it forced the T's into a better position as the CTs went very vulnerable out of decon. Another round, though, that Dignitas do put down multiple players. Smiles on the face of Markaloff, at least. They're feeling good about their 3-0 lead. Full M4s in the hands of Dignitas. Plenty of nades on top of it. Going to be coming through. Pretty standard stuff. in terms of their setup. Nothing really out of the ordinary.
Yeah, they're going to try and manage their nades in this round here, Dignitas. You can see they're holding onto their smokes as best they can. They want to try and wait as long as possible into the round before they have to actually throw those down, because they lack the anti-rush nades, and they know that FlipSid are fully bought up. So Dignitas need to try and take some risks here to get as much going for them as possible. Markelov, windows have been busted up on A main, or rather on the roof of A, so they do have the option to try and get some kind of execute going here, FlipSid. But 1:10 on this clock left in this key round. 3-0 lead for FlipSid right now. And Dignitas hoping to withstand the storm. Config waiting in secret. It hasn't been cleared.
Nate's being expended, but no real aggression so far. Wayland's going to be dropping outside. Magisk is going to get himself the first kill. Is that going to force the terrorists into a avenging push? For the time being, ramp is being secured by the terrorists, but again, it's a case of getting to the next level, getting to the next stage of one of the sites that's going to be the issue. Dignitas still has some nades to play with, but just 3 flashbangs. 30 seconds left now. FlipSid, they desperately need to push out and get a kill, but it's just not happening. It's going to be a case of being singled out one by one. Markelov gets caught as he's throwing the Molotov across. And that's going to be a done deal for round number 4. And convincing at that for Dignitas.
They haven't taken a single point of damage, Dignitas. This has been just a perfect round as far as they're concerned. 6 seconds left, and Blade, all he's hoping to do is hold on to the gun. And they really shouldn't hunt him either, Dignitas, because they know that FlipSid have the money to buy up again in the next round. You know that Blade would buy the AK anyway, so just sit tight, hold on to your weaponry, and start to build that bank that is going to make FlipSid's life a living hell. That's what it's all about on CT side. You like, nuke is so important to just have the anti-rush grenades. You need to be able to afford the incendiaries, the HEs. And now you can see Dignitas, they have everything they need here to just completely slam the door on FlipSid. Wait a second, FlipSid's economy was that poor, they aren't even able to buy?
Indeed. And interestingly, Electronic still went in for a buy. He's down to $350. He goes for a Tech 9 and armor with nades. So they're playing off these two of Electronic and Blade who have the utility to expend. It's going to be a fast A hit here. The smoke goes in afterwards. Wayland has been spotted. The bomb's been dropped, and that's a catastrophe. Fortunately, though, Electronic is going to get the kill with the Tech 9. That's going to alleviate some of the pressure. Now the bomb is transitioning very quickly down to the bottom site, and will get planted on momentarily, I'm assuming. Actual fact, they haven't got down to the site itself. They're more caught in the vents in the backside on the staircase. Finally goes down. This is where you're expecting the retake to shine through. Simply put, there is a lack of weapons in the hands of the terrorists, but they're making them work. Blade with 2, and Config with his M4 must be scratching his head, wondering what the hell just happened. He still has a retake on the cards. He's got a kit, he's got nades. But Blade using a cheeky angle is going to take him out. That's unreal. Dignitas are... I mean, they're up the creek without a paddle right now.
They're going to be reeling after that. Just go for the force by Dignitas. Well, actually, we have the timeout called here. This should be a tactical pause from Dignitas very early on in the half. There's no explanation for it otherwise.
Yeah, it's attack. Yep. Config just confirmed that.
Config confirms the tactical timeout. Money here for Dignitas. 3,000 on 4 players, basically, and 4,000 on Cajun B. It's a question right now of whether you want to just go for a half buy and afford to actually go for all of the nades again, or whether you want to just go for the force buy. I think forcing it would be risky business because you really do give the chance for FlipSid to just run away with a half at that point. And yeah, Dignitas right now, they're going for a half buy. They're going to get Kevlar pistols, just balance out their money, make sure that they have as much money as possible for the next round when they want to buy nades. And they aren't even really taking the full 2 minutes here for the timeout. They've already initiated the countdown to get into the round here, Dignitas. So basically them just kind of taking a quick breather, it looks like.
Yeah, a case of maybe MSL just rallying the troops. Maybe nudging them as to what's on the line here. They lose this map, they're out of DreamHack Winter, and FlipSid will progress through to the next stage. What a start this is on the T side as well. Still think we're finding sort of the yardstick as to how dominant this is for either side and what kind of round tally you can expect to see, but there's no doubting that FlipSid are in such a commanding lead at this stage. And it's likely to edge even further in their favor. Pistols, we've already seen prove to be dominant in the hands of Dignitas, and it's going to be starting off pretty decently with Rubino. He can't chime in for a second. The AKs are doing the work. The A site has been taken, has been claimed. A flag has been put down by FlipSid. But Cajun B's AK-47 could maybe take that out the ground and throw it away.
They have the grenades, though. This should be fine. FlipSid should be able to hold out, no problem here. Cajun B with that AK, there isn't really a whole lot that he can do, and he's going to be inclined to try and save that for the next round, I think. So if you're FlipSid at this point, don't really look for too much aggression to be coming out here. Electronic is a little bit stuck. That config, he's just going to run right into it. Very well done.
Hold on, Cajun. He's going to get one kill, but that's probably all he's going to get from this. Just going to back away and save the AK-47 instead. And that will be FlipSid taking the 5-1 lead. Just what they were looking for. And see the top fragger there is Rubino. So it's interesting that the top killer is Rubino and his team is losing 5-1. Some of that is down to the fact that Config, a guy that is so solid, and really alongside him, Magiska, the two players you're looking at, is currently 005.
Yeah. No, this is, you got a James Bond in the works here for Config. And MSL on 1 kill right now. So this is definitely tough. This is where Dignitas need to wake up in this round, and it looks like they want to try and change it up a little bit. They went 2 ramp, 2 upper, and Config out in the yard trying to hold solo. Thought that they might try and go aggro yard and really try to go crashing into FlipSid, take the fight to him. But Rubino's going to get the drop on Blade once again. And so he starts off strong. He really is very effective at picking up kills on top of Hut like that.
Has been a reoccurring theme. Getting the first kill is all well and good, but FlipSid are making serious inroads downstairs. They already have a player inside decon. And it's going to be found out by Cajun B. He's looking for a second dust lander onto Electronic. Nice play from control room. And now it's down to Marklov and Waylander, one of which is on 8 health. Waylander throwing out the Molotov. He can't afford to go any further. And that will be to his detriment as Cajun B plucks him out on the staircase. Marklov has a minute to play with, but doesn't have control of the bomb.
Still, he has the control of Cajun B's life, and he crushes it in his iron grip. Marklov with 2 kills, keeping it alive here. 45 seconds left is plenty of time for him to work with. See if he can't catch somebody off guard. But for now, it's Config and Magus trying to set up the crossfire, trying to keep control of this B site. And they've done a good job of it. Config with the passive angle on ramp. That smoke going to block him off. There's the Molotov. And Marklov now looking to see if he can't catch Magus Boy. But Magus, he's waiting in vents, and there's no reason for him to actually go for the push. He's actually dropped out of vents, and so he's even changing up his angle. He's going to have eyes on the site. Marklov with 20 seconds left is going to pick up that bomb, try and get the bomb plant, and Magus Boy is going to be in position to shut him down. Although Config is going to take the fight first. Catches Marklov looking the wrong way. 2-5. Dignitas getting their second round on the board here. CT side nuke.
It's imperative that they keep their winning ways going forward, though, because if they slip now, it could be back into a very scary situation. So it has to be successful rounds. It has to be balls to the wall here from here on out. FlipSid, meanwhile, are able to rummage together a half-decent buy. 3 AKs, UMP, and Tech 9. For those aggressive plays, if they so choose, they have the weaponry to certainly support it, and it appears that's the case outside. They're throwing down the smokes on the cross towards Secret. Pop flash, in fact, banking it off into the outside, and look at this, Config tapping. Lands quite a few bullets onto the likes of Markelov, and instantly they trade out. Markelov came into this with an AK, he's now got a Tech 9 instead.
Here, Blade, take that, have fun. 23 HP left. Beautiful HE right onto Blade. But again, FlipSid have managed to make it down Secret towards this lower side. Magus is rotated down, however, so he should be in position to back up Cajun B, who's spotting on the site itself. Cajun finds the first kill. That bomb is dropped in the open now, but the smoke is going to allow for FlipSid to start and work their way out. Electronic drop into Cajun, and Cajun is just dominating this B site right now. Somebody needs to shut this guy down, but he reigns supreme. Another kill for him. That's 3 now in the round.
Yeah, peeking out 1 by 1, and Cajun is not going to let up on that one. He had a rough second map on Overpass, and it seems like he's trying to make amends for that here on Nuke. Solid work thus far. Config goes down. Both FlipSid members are exceptionally low. Markelov had 11, Blade has 1, and he's all left for FlipSid. And Cajun B's going to pick up the ace. What a performance on the B side.
There we go. Starting to wake up a little bit here, Dignitas. 2 players surviving again, so this has been the trend for Dignitas. It seems very difficult for them to get those kind of just solid rounds for themselves where nobody really dies, where they're able to start building that economy. They had one earlier on in this half, but the trend has been just like 2 players surviving, barely hanging in there. Dignitas, they really do need to get a little bit more consistent across the board, but this should be one of those feel-good rounds here. FlipSid have got pistols. They've got only P250s. It's a hard eco pretty much here for FlipSid. And Dignitas fully equipped, of course. So this should be the setup now to allow for Config to kind of just find his shots. World dead it on the roof of A main. There's the peak, and Config not able to really do anything there.
Surprising. I thought, well, that its lights would be shut out. Still alive for the time being. Config will finish off what he started. Cage in the meanwhile, alongside Config, once again, laying FlipSid to rest. Around they really weren't expecting a great deal out of, and it's not going to yield really anything. Maybe Blade can take a kill or two down with him. He has a P250, but Dignitas looking to recover from their shaky start.
And he gets caught out. Cajun was like, you know what? I got 5 in the last round. I need to get another 2 here. Lucky number 7.
He's on 17 and 4, and we're just into round 10.
Yeah, he's doing some work right now, Cajun.
Jeez.
Cajun also started off strong on Train, the first map of this best of 3. So it's a bit of a up and down sort of scenario for Cajun, unfortunately. But, I mean, in the map that counts here for Dignitas, the one that's going to decide if they're in the tournament, if they're going into the playoffs or not, good time for him to show up and say hello. He's doing all right. But now it's up to whether the rest of his team can actually follow suit here. Aggro in the yard. I like it. And Config finds the headshot on World Edit. Even spots out the man on upper, but he's not going to get the kill there. Electronic bangs his head off. And we're into a 4-on-4.
It's actually not a bad trade, though, for FlipSid. Sure, Config gets the opening pick, but a 4-on-4 means that they can start to play some of those mind games and try and spread Dignitas as thin as possible in their CT defense. Yeah, I mean, Cajun was, I think, in the first half of training, he's on 19 for 9, just shy of his 20, so he's back into that form again. And that certainly could be what gives Dignitas the edge. As, well, as you speak of the man, he's going to get taken down courtesy of Blade outside, and it just got a whole lot worse for Dignitas because now outside control is in the firm hands of Dignitas, their opponents, I should say, FlipSid. Heaven's been taken. Electronic is going to get the spray, and MSL will bite the dust. Rubino's being tagged up left, right, and center. Magisk is now all that remains with his M4. And realistically, this round should be over.
Nice attempt there by Magus Boy. At Electronic, the hero of this round. 3 kills for him, all of them key, crucial rounds. Because they're up to 6 now, FlipSid, on the T side of Nuke. That's excellent work from them. That's a solid half already. If they get any more than this, FlipSid are going to be primed to take down Dignitas on Dignitas' home map. 4 rounds on the board for Dignitas, and luckily for them, they actually have the money to go for a buy here. So it's not in the, they're not yet in eco territory, well, but now, you know, they've basically spent all their banks, so we have to see. This is one of those key rounds now. All the windows getting broken up on the A main site to allow for FlipSid to go for an execute there if they so choose. And well, Dignitas, no aggro. Config went aggro in the yard last round. This time around, he's playing it very passively, and he's actually got the AWP here for Dignitas.
We are definitely into one of those fulcrum point rounds where so much is in the balance between Dignitas and FlipSid. 6-4 on the lead of FlipSid, but the last few rounds, other than the one they just picked up, did go the way of Dig. So swinging back and forth, playing this one slow, setting up for a potential Molotov just outside through the upper windows. And this is going to afford Waylander actual cheeky push outside, and he's going to use that smoke to get into the site with. Rubino's going to claim a frag. He's been up here so many times. They have caught this position correctly. Second spray from Waylander. That's all he's going to get, but surely that is now the green light for the rest of FlipSid to just wrap themselves into the site. A solid hold, though. We'll see Config land onto Markelov. And Blade's going to throw himself down into vents. Misses 2 knives. It's a bit awkward, but the bomb will get planted nonetheless.
Cajun, very quick rotation to ramp, however. And there's the spot. Blade caught reloading. That's awkward. 27 bullets and he's reloading. Is this matchmaking, Blade? Is that what's going on here?
What a time to reload as well. Like as you're peeking up ramp.
And now it's Cajun and Config trying to work together here. Config, he's got the upper hand. The smoke goes down to block off that site. And now it's all up to Blade here for the hero play to keep his team alive in this. Changing up his position, getting into vents. There are no kits. But Config reads him from a mile away, and will there be enough time for the defuse here? It's going to be cutting it very close. 5 seconds left. And it's right down to the wire, but Cajun B just barely has it as it ticks over. What a save from Dignitas.
Balls of steel. But yeah, there's a couple moments in that round that were looking a little bit shaky. I'm surprised that Dignitas ended up winning that round, considering that there was a sudden pouring of terrorists out onto the site, and Waylander with his double entries looked like he'd pretty much solidified the round, but Config stands tall in heaven. Dignitas now into another buy. after losing so many players, we'll see a Max 7 in play. To be fair though, Max 7's still very powerful in these kind of scenarios where MSL's playing.
No, up close, it can do some damage. So this used to be JW's haunt. The rare times that Fnatic actually played Nuke. Love to play Swag 7 close to Squeak Door, close to Hut, and just shoot people in the face as they tried to push onto that A site. So MSL, he's got the right idea. He can definitely make that kind of thing work. Big opportunity to make a lot of money over there. But they're keeping their hopes alive here, Dignitas, to tie it up. It's 5-6. They trail by 1, and Config with the AWP continues to reign supreme. That's a kill out in Yard right now. Electronic pinned down behind the red container as Magus Boy is going to take down Blade.
There's Cajun as well, so for the shaky start to the round, Dignitas have certainly started to stabilize. Magisk is going to take some damage in Vent down to 48, but he's okay for now. Control room, we'll see Config peeking out with the AWP. He's going to miss 2 shots. That's going to signify the end of his life, at least. But FlipSid don't really have a lot to work off here. It's a 2-on-4. They've got the bomb, 40 seconds, but there's so many angles to watch out for, one of which is Cajun B, pardon me, pushing down ramp. Waylander will get a kill back. He's not entirely sure as to what's up against him, and Rabino close range puts him out of his misery, all even at 6-6. And considering this started 5-1 in FlipSid's favor, that is a decent comeback from Dignitas.
No, they're showing their resolve right now. They still have the chance to actually turn this around, Dignitas, and get up to 9 rounds. Still not an excellent scoreline, but it's something you can work with if you pick up the pistol in the second half, which we should expect to see from Dignitas, considering they are very experienced on this map. T side, they should have something cooking for us. But flip side, a little bit of an early flash there that allows Config to get the angle. And Waylander, he's got the deagle, but this is an eco round coming in from flip side. So it should be a chance for Dignitas to just establish that bank. Nicely done there by Config. Annihilates Electronic, wins the duel versus Waylander, and right now it's just that series of duels that he loves to get into, Config, where he's just going to farm up kills.
Yeah, this is Config in his comfort zone, really. Just one by one, picking off heads on the horizon. MSL taking damage, but will still shut down well at it. Is Config again in the thick of it. Markelov with 1. Out in the open, lands a second shot. That's going to sting Dignitas a little bit as their economy still isn't fantastic, but it will be a 7th round.
Better than nothing, I suppose. MSL getting 1 kill, that works, but that was a nice shot from Markelov. 2 deagle kills, some fine work from him, trying to keep his team alive here, but flip side right now, this is it, the moment. You have a chance, a real chance now with this buy round to wreck Dignitas. 4 AKs, a Galil, decent nade count. And again, it looks like the yard setup, perhaps. Electronic going to get right up onto Silo, looking to try and get a bit of a turn of speed in case somebody was trying to go aggressive there for Dignitas. He wanted to spot it early. Not going to see anybody just yet, and that's going to slow down the pace a little bit here for FlipSide.
Dignitas playing in pretty deep. They do have, I think that might be Config moving. Indeed, it is onto Secret as a Molotov is there to greet him, so he can't be peeking up for the time being. Other than that, though, they don't really have any super aggressive angles. So Config's going to back away for the time being. Here comes the flash and the push across into Garage. And FlipSide are going to be able to sneak in there. So that's going to put Cajun B in 2 minds. Now, for all he knows, they've pushed into main side, but now he's going to see Blade coming back out again, who's landing a couple of shots of his own. So the retreat is on. Dignitas give up outside. FlipSide have got a little bit to play with now.
It's impressive that he's actually able to make it out of there alive, Cajun. Now that actually gives an option here for Blade. You can see, goes straight up, wants to get into heaven to open up that angle onto the A site. So FlipSide have some options, but again, FlipSide, 35 seconds left in this round, and they are still so spread out, no closer to getting onto a bomb site. Magisk is watching Cajun's back in case they try and push Hell. This is tough. Blade will find MSL. He gets a drop on him there, but Magisk is going to drop the bomb. That's the bomb in Hell, and Cajun's got the eye on it. He takes down Electronic, and the round completely falls apart here for FlipSide.
That's such a sick crossfire that was established, and Blade is going to burn to a crisp. Cajun B, even though he was low, he had so much impact in that round. It was looking good for FlipSide. They had 40 seconds left when they took outside control, but again, unable to really do anything with it. And now they're battling for the 8-7 scoreline, which, by the way, would be the 3rd consecutive time that we've had that score in all 3 maps, if it does go that way.
Right, actually. Could go that way. I mean, 3 Tech 9s, a UMP, and an AK. If you go for a rush, FlipSide, really try and go quick, it could be something. But the anti-rush nades are there for Dignitas, so you'd have to run through a lake of fire if you wanted to get onto that A site, and that's just not FlipSide style. Slow cooker, basically, here. They're just taking their time with it. Rubino gets the angle on Squeak Door. They're trying to rush through, but he's going to find a kill on World Edit still. Blade going to be able to sneak his way down the vents, get onto that B site with that bomb. And in the meantime, Config taking a fight up close here with Waylander outside.
Oh, it was all about the reaction, and it wasn't quite on for Config. So Waylander transitions across to the AWP. Aggressive plays by FlipSid. Blade close range is going to try and get something done onto Cage and B. Rubino gets shut down from Blade. So FlipSid are holding on to this round. They still have an AWP, they still have the player advantage, and plenty of time to burn.
Very clever from Cajun dropping down to the side as well. Draws a lot of attention to himself. MSL is going to be able to work his way down there. Magus finds one, but Cajun gets caught by Electronic. Still, MSL, he's going to get the free kill on Waylander, and now he's got eyes on the site where he's going to end the half. 9-6. Dignitas will recover going into the halftime here. Going into the second half, they actually managed to run it back, get 9 rounds on the board, despite FlipSid's terrific start in the half. I mean, FlipSid, going into like 6 rounds in, it was 5-1 for FlipSid on T side. And then Dignitas got their heads in the game. They got that economy rolling, and they never really let go at that point. Excellent work from the Danes.
The worrying thing as well for FlipSid is that Dignitas on the T side have shown to be pretty damn good. So 9-6 in the lead. This next pistol could mean everything. FlipSid need to hold on. Similar situation to what we saw on Overpass as well. Dignitas, to make matters worse for FlipSid, you've got a Cajun B who's currently on a pretty healthy scoreline.
Yeah, Cajun is definitely doing work. It's Magisk and MSL right now that we really aren't seeing much from whatsoever. So, I mean, I suppose if Cajun is going to go ahead and have a performance like that, it's all right. It could work.
He's 25-7, Cajun. That is lights out Counter-Strike, which is especially impressive considering they had a poor overpass. But here we go. Second pistol is underway. Dignitas have this map in their hand. Is it going to slip through the fingers? Can FlipSid bounce back? The pistols have typically gone the way of the CTs in this series so far. Let's see if that continues. Waylander up on ramp. May see some action fairly shortly as there is a clump of terrorists that are in hot pursuit, and here we go. The green light has been punched in. Can Waylander get any kills before he gets the tree on the tracks? Not quite. In fact, he does get a kill in fairness to him. One front trade's not bad, but Electronic just lands on the head of MSL and shoves the CZ down his throat. That will be another kill. FlipSid looking good, but the bomb has been planted.
Cajun's looking to take fights right now. Magisk is going to win the duel versus Electronic as well. With that bomb planted, it's on Markloff and World Edit, and there you go. World Edit chimes in, takes down Cajun, brings it back to a 2-on-2. This is all about holding the line here. World Edit not going to be able to survive, and that puts Markloff in a very awkward spot where now he's going to be in a crossfire. Bomb planted. He knows somebody is on the lower side. Magus decides to take a fight for some reason, and that's interesting, but Config just closing the door on him. Markloff can't actually get in. That's awkward. I love it from Config. He just repeatedly spams the door. Nice.
Sound. Monitor just fell through the table. 10 out of 10.
Look at this. That is the most awkward fight ever. 10-6, and Dignitas win the pistol round. Okay, then. Let's see. FlipSid. They go for the force buy. Blade is on the P250. World Edit goes for the scout. Let's see. World Edit should not be spending that money. Why is Blade saving money and not World Edit? I don't understand. If anything, Blade buys the scout for World Edit so that World Edit can prioritize the AWP in the 19th round. But that's the way it is. And in this round, well, they're finding shots somehow. MSL and Config, both very low here. And I mean, it came so close to happening with the second buy, with basically the force buy for Dignitas in the first half. Let's see if FlipSid can actually do this. World Edit going to hit his shot with the scout. Nice little tag that's going to drop Rubino low. There you go. Follow up on a Config.
Not too shabby. FlipSid holding on. World Edit is still relatively healthy on top of that, so he's not dead just yet. Electronic comes in with a kill. 3-on-2. Just shy of a minute to play with. Cajun does have the bomb in his hands. Electronic going to be smoking outside just to make sure that no one can peek up through outside catwalk. But Dignitas have their eyes on the prize of ramp towards B. This is where World Edit could shine with the scout, though.
Yep. Now he's been spotted, so he's going to have to change up his positioning. Still, with that scout up close, there is a smoke that goes down on the site to allow for the bomb plant to happen. They're going to jump right into it as well. Well played there by Cajun. No way for them to... Well, never mind. He stayed upper, and that's going to be Electronic finding the kill point blank with the AK that he stole earlier. And yes, Dignitas are going to succeed in losing this round. Fantastic work on their part. I'm truly impressed.
Magus can't come off the bomb. Going to be charging down onto World, and it does pick up that kill. It's now on Electronic and Blade. Trying to draw out another CT. Looks away. So unfortunate with the timing. But well played. FlipSid. Didn't expect them to hold on, but they do.
They do. They're going to draw it out. So losing the pistol, not a problem. You get that force buy going. You get that scout on World Edit. And you manage to actually catch out Dignitas, who are going to be forced to go for a buy in this round, spending everything that they've got. Tech 9s, Kevlar, a couple of nades to work with here for Dignitas, who are double digits, 10-7 in the lead right now versus FlipSid. But FlipSid, because of that, now they have 3 rifles. And, well, a couple of SMGs. So we'll see if it pans out for him here. Dignitas not willing to fully commit to the ultra aggro, but there's the nade, and oh, the nade follow-up, and they're getting choked up in the smoke. It's a slaughter. Dignitas running right into it. And Magus, he's going to find one, but that's not good enough. Config now alone with the bomb. He's made it down the vents, but he needs to... I don't know how he's going to be able to get a bomb plant. There's already a man waiting on B site there to greet him.
So what can Config do with this Deagle? Any kills would be a bonus at this stage. A lot of time to play with, though, Sam. He could just kind of scurry around for a little bit. Hope for an over-rotation. He has the bomb as well. It's not a case the CTs can camp on the fallen bomb.
No, it is true. They do have to play... I mean, right now, FlipSid, they just have to hold angles. And while Waylander has no idea, he thinks that he's coming from the yard. There's the shot. Now he's got a UMP to work with here, Config. He can get that bomb plant. The man holding ramp was out of position. Markelov is just going for the shoulder pleak. I guess he expected Config to try and go for some mind games there. And instead, Config is going to charge right back into vents. Electronic, waiting arms. He's ready and waiting for him. So easy job in the end here for FlipSid. They keep their cool. They keep 3 rifles alive. Dignitas get a bomb plant, but that's still not going to be good enough for them. They're not going to have the money to go for a buy in the next round. So this should be another situation here where FlipSid should just get to farm up.
Certainly think so. How much are Dignitas going to put into this round, though? Deagle again sees its point in play. Magisk has himself a P250. The good news about the P250 with the Kevlar, I suppose if you do take an assault rifle away from FlipSid, you have a bit of power behind it. There's no longer an issue with aim punch, but that's a lot of maybes, ifs, and buts.
And don't worry, the bomb isn't down on the lower side. That's just a bug. They do have the bomb on them right now, Dignitas. Let's say the shots, MSL actually taking quite a bit of damage out there. World Edit going to find the kill on Config in the meantime, and a good yard defense being set up here by FlipSid. World Edit with 2 kills. Markelov finally going to be able to pick up one of his own. And this is just a wash round here for Dignitas. They aren't even going to get close to a bomb site. The bomb is now dropped out in the middle of nowhere. And the best that Magus can hope for here is to catch somebody looking the wrong way.
That's pretty much it, and he will do just that. Waylander goes down, and this is where the... Oh, that one tap onto World Edit. Hello. He's got him 4 as well. This is where the Kevlar is going to come good. Problem is he has been tagged down quite a bit, so he's not going to have much chance to see the effects of the Kevlar against the aim punch. And I think he's about to get shut down in the back. Oh, wow. Electronic made a meal of that, but won't get punished.
Definitely, you know, keeping us on our toes. Doesn't want to get too predictable. He wanted to draw out the suffering there, actually. Really make him think that he had a chance before he finally landed a couple of bullets to get the job done. Well played, 10-9, and FlipSid are 1 round away from, well, at least tying this up on CT side nuke. Economy is developing for FlipSid, but it still isn't solid. So Dignitas are not out of this yet. So Dignitas, if they were to win this round, that would put FlipSid in a bit of a bind. But let's see what they have in store for us here as Dignitas are getting that presence out in yard. World Edit is ready and waiting, however, with that AWP. So is he going to find the space to work with? Once again, that wall of smokes going down. Old as sin. This strategy from Dignitas. Just set the wall up, that opens it up for secret. And then you walk through to your demise. Cajun B going to get picked off by World Edit. There's the second kill coming in from World Edit. There's still a 3rd player out there. Magus boy right now, or no, rather MSL. Oh, he's been spotted. World Edit knows.
He is going to relocate his aim. Oh, the timing slightly off, but World Edit will connect 3 shots, 3 kills. Exquisite AWPing. A masterclass on outside control. Magix eats a grenade, he eats a bullet to the head. And FlipSid, after losing the pistol, going 10-6 behind, credit to them, they've brought it back to 10 apiece.
I'm at a bit of a loss right now. I'm trying to think for Dignitas, like what's the next move if you're Dignitas? You set up the wall of smokes, hoping to get lucky, I suppose, but then get completely annihilated. They haven't gone for a ramp rush. If we want to go back to the tried and true. And hey, there we go, ramp rush. That could work with pistols like this. If you just run up close, if Waylander makes a mistake, such as this, hanging around a bit too long, he needs to get out of there, Waylander. And it's a 1-for-1 trade. He just gets stuck. He hangs around just a little bit too long, and you cannot afford to do that if it's going to be a Tech-9 rush. You need to back off and play the angles.
Oh, such an important kill, and it's gone the way of Magis, not just because it stops vents from being an issue, but it's another assault rifle traded into the hands of Dignitas. And it will take one of them away. And Magisk is down and very low. 4 health now. Remains on one of the stars of Dignitas. The other one is still alive and kicking. It's going to be Config. P250. 3 players to try and fend this retake off against. And it's not going to happen. It was asking a lot. FlipSid continue their winning ways. That is now going to be 5 in a row.
11-10. They're in the lead, Metas. This is it. Now, can they actually keep their cool and get the job done? That's the question, because this would be a massive upset to take down Dignitas in a best of 3 as well. Which would be very interesting, right? Because then you start to discuss, you know, well, FlipSid, they won the first map. Dignitas won the second map. But then FlipSid won the third map. So would Dignitas have any excuse?
It would be especially astonishing considering it's Nuke. Dignitas was solid on this map. FlipSid, really not. So this would be a huge question mark in so many different ways. Dignitas on the brink of collapse, but 2 big entries will gift wrap them this round. It's hard to see how FlipSid can have any real shot at getting this retake. It's on A site. There's still 5 players alive. They've got an AWP on World Edit. Surely you just save. Surely you just bite the bullet here and tap out.
Absolutely, because they have 3 players with a very good bank right now on FlipSid. So if they can keep all 3 of these guns alive, the next round is going to have a low impact on the economy. They're going to be able to stretch that out, continue to stretch it out. So just stay alive right now with the guns, FlipSid. No need to take any kind of fights, any kind of risks. Just stay put. Although this might get a little hairy here for Waylander. Config is working his way around. He's been spotted. What a shot on a Rubino. Excellent headshot there from Waylander. But Markelov dies in the meantime. That's going to make this painful. World Edit with that AWP. Can he stay alive? No, he's going to get caught as well. And so in the end, Dignitas are successful in hunting down 2 out of 3 rifles. That bank that I was talking about, now it's going to get depleted.
I mean, they can buy, but as you say, it's more about the longer haul now. Saving those 3 weapons, and especially the AWP, would have been a great way of FlipSid staying relevant if they do end up losing a bunch of rounds in a row here to the bitter end. As it stands, they have gone through a fair chunk. Waylander and Blade are onto their life savings right now. So Dignitas, hyper-aggression pays out, ruthless aggression on point. Outside seems to be the area of choice. A whole bunch of smokes are being tossed out there. It could end up being a fake, but it's not. They're going to be pushing in behind this. It's going to draw out some utility from the CTs. FlipSid going to make sure they don't give this up for free.
And this time, Cajun's actually got the angle with that AWP. It's going to be Waylander walking in here solo. Instant headshot. Gets the follow-up. No, Magus is there to shut him down. But Blade is right here, and they might not expect the second man to be here so quickly for Dignitas. He's just going to run forward. Big spray from him. Doesn't connect on the second one, however. Config somehow survives with 18 HP. A 3-on-3 now. And we have to see if the communication is going to be on point here for FlipSid. Markelov, Electronic, and World Edit are still alive, but they're spread out.
Quite centralized on the map, but of course it's multi-layered, so not able to watch each other's backs as I'm sure they would hope for. 45 seconds left. Trying to peek up with the AWP is Cajun B into heaven. No one's home. It's actually hell. But he needs to watch out for. It's going to go down to the bitter end this round, it would seem. They can still push through main towards the A side if they so choose, but they're going to be dealing with Electronic if they do that. Just looks away. And it's going to be Markelov from the side with 2 kills from Garage. That timing on point. FlipSid regain the lead once again.
Just tit for tat right now between both of these teams. And that all comes down to timing for Markelov, basically. He just ruins it for Dignitas. They check outside in yard. They took their time with it. But then he just manages to get in the right place at the right time. That makes all the difference. Dignitas will have the money for a buy, but it's a close one here. And FlipSid themselves, auto shoddy on Blade. Okay, then. That is an interesting buy. If you want to hold close squeak, I mean, sure, you can definitely do that. Seems like he might not have been sure, perhaps, of the economic situation for Dignitas, maybe expecting them to go for that vent play to get the bomb down onto lower. But it's going to be another wall of smokes out here in yard from Dignitas. Rinse and repeat, and World Edit right now hoping that he's going to spot somebody in the gap.
Nothing so far. Dignitas aren't going to be charging through. They're going to be steadily making a move over with a boost. Not able to connect, and this is going to allow Blade this time to come on through. But
what is he doing?
With an XM at that range, I mean, it's not going to happen for you. And especially as Waylander pushed Secret the last round.
Well, it's like you see the setup. There's World Edit and Markelov both waiting. Blade just has to be the first contact. He doesn't need to force it.
Yeah.
As soon as they're pushing, he's got two guys there ready to spray through the smoke or try and find an angle. Instead, he just sacks himself for free. I don't understand.
I understand pushing stairs, but as soon as you see no one stairs, just sit there. World Edit, though, is going to land the shot on the way out. That is going to give FlipSid something to play with. Still a player behind. Couple flashes, smoke and HE with kits behind it. Dignitas are making a real claim now on the B side. The bomb is making a move there as well. Decon has been elected for Electronic as his defensive position of choice, but with the bomb going down and Markelov, that could be all she wrote for round 24. Little
does he know. The Cajun is... Whoop.
Oh,
never mind, he knows.
Betrayed by the barrel of the gun.
That's the tricky bit for noise, like sounds on Nuke, is the fact that Cajun must have been close enough to hear that step of him jumping around. But maybe he just wasn't sure if it was up, if he thought it was in garage or something. That's why he continued to hold secret. I don't know. Awkward stuff. But in the end, it is going to be just World Edit and Electronic trying to save. World Edit has got that AWP. Electronic on the other side. And, well, there we go. Dignitas, I mean, again, back and forth in this game. It just never stops. Tied up again, 12-12. Dignitas desperate to break FlipSid's economy and run away with this game, but FlipSid keep managing to keep people alive, and so they're continuing to stretch. They've got a good buy here going into this one. This is the 25th round.
I think it's the issue for a lot of the pros, actually. I've heard some conversations where it comes down to the idea of sound. Like, Nuke is not necessarily one of their favorite maps, not necessarily because of the layout of the map, but because the sound can really screw with you. It can be such a pain in the ass to contend with. 12-12, though. I still feel like those shards of glass falling down should do damage if you're below them. I mean, that's effectively like knives landing on your head. That's going to hurt.
I think that's fair, you know?
That would be a different tactical side to the game as well. You couldn't hold the...
You take fall damage.
Yeah.
Why can't you, Charlotte... Yeah, exactly.
You
Why
take
can't
like
falling shards of glass
you take a 6-inch shard of glass to the head. You're not just walking away unscathed from that.
No. If you're wearing Kevlar, if you're wearing a helmet, then okay, I get it. But if you're only wearing Kevlar, no helmet, yeah, then okay.
Be a little cool twist to the game. Either way.
Except that like Kevlar don't actually help against blades, right? Good night, MSL. Sleep tight. World Edit. He's done you in.
With a headshot, no less. Insult to injury. Waylander will go down on ramp, and he has typically been the only line of defense, but will let it so quick on the rotate, making sure that they at least punish one more member of Dignitas. Rubino will catch a napping Blade on vent. Oh, that bomb is in such a horrible place. It's going to waste a few more seconds, but it's okay. Magisk has it once more.
Yeah, they have control. That key shot onto Blade there, the fact that they got through ramp so quickly, Blade just caught. It looked like he had a nade in his hand. So that's unfortunate. And well, right now, this is a round that Dignitas win again. How are FlipSid going to go ahead and retake this? They aren't finding a kill fast enough. Oh, and there's going to be a barbecue as well. Get out of the vents. It's toasty. Config's going to find one. Electronic is gone. And that's it. That ends this round here for FlipSid. Dignitas, again, going to be actually chaining rounds together here. That's the big difference maker. Exactly. We look at the money. The fact that Dignitas get 2 in a row, this might break FlipSid. They might go into it. Now they have a decision to make. Blade has a decision to make. Is it all or nothing? Do you just force up behind these two guns? Risk it all to try and shut Dignitas out?
This might be a tailor-made situation for a pause if you need a little while longer to think about it, but it seems like we're not going to have one. What's the decision that's going to be made then? Because they are in that very sketchy scenario. Do they, don't they? And I think it's going to be a no. I'm just seeing pistols and nothing else right now.
I am as well. Electronic will invest in Kevlar, but that's the extent of it. Okay, then. I mean, you've got the 2 guns to play off of, I suppose. You know, there's still a chance if they're in the right place at the right time. World Edit with that AWP, you really want him exactly here. Heaven is a good spot for it. Especially because Dignitas keep throwing that wall of smokes. So, I mean, if he can get lucky with a shot outside in the yard, drop somebody out there, that could be good. Markeloff as well was watching yard with the M4, but instead it's looking like Dignitas might actually be setting up for an A take, just wanting to run over the defense up close.
This puts so much pressure on that next round, though, for FlipSid. Of course, I'm assuming they don't win this round, but oh, the crossfire was so nearly on point. Well, that it is going to connect his AWP shot. And with that P250, it was looking like it could claim a few lives. If that wallbang had landed, I'd have been done. It wasn't too far off either.
Waylander donates himself, and we're into that 2-on-3 scenario here, but they are already close. Markeloff in position outside of A main. If he can catch somebody out here, this would be good. MSL waiting in lobby. And World Edit just stomping around. Little does he know, yep, Magus Boy, you can happen to, you know, do the wall bang there. Magus Boy demonstrates that for World Edit's benefit. He says, hey, in the future, you know, you might not want to hesitate when you're going for that shoulder peek, because if somebody's sitting right there on the other side, they're going to ruin your day. Markeloff out in the yard, getting closed in on as well. They've got him pinched. MSL hunting from T-spawn, and, well, he's going to catch Cajun B looking the wrong way. So a bit of a lucky break there. Might be able to win the duel versus MSL as well. MSL being so very low, but Markeloff has no way of knowing that.
Down to 1. So nearly claimed by the explosion. But we have got to that stage now. FlipSid, it's go big or go home time.
You saved for this purpose. We have to see.
So AWP in play. Fair dosage of nades. Dignitas, full nades, full AKs. Everything on the line.
Everything that you need. I'm going to be very curious to hear what the analysts have to say about this map in particular once this is over. There will be an analysis section after this, or segment rather, after this map. But it's 14-12, and Dignitas need 2 more rounds before we can get there. Let's see. FlipSid, are they going to be able to manage it? World Edit going to watch them go by, and Cajun B with the peekaboo headshot on him takes him out. Man advantage now for Dignitas. FlipSid, they hardly have any nades left to work with. It's all down to the headshots here. And Markeloff not going to find anybody getting greedy this time around. Dignitas just going to go straight down secret, start cracking onto that B site.
They use so many nades in that opening part of the round that not getting the first kill is especially painful. Because now trying to fend off this push with an Ascender and a flashbang, and Blade losing his life. This could be the beginning of the end. FlipSid, they need someone to just step up big, and it's not going to be Markelov this time around. It could be Electronic. Waylander also getting himself a kill. MSL is low. He gets finished off by Waylander. The bomb has also been dropped out just in front of Decon. The plot thickens. Oh, how does Waylander get that kill onto Magisk? It looked like he was a guaranteed death. 32 health left to play with. And surely Config has this under wraps.
Oh, with the pre-fire. I like it. Oh, this is so unfortunate.
Oh, my.
That's maddening. That is so unfortunate for Config. He had the read, but it doesn't go. Waylander instead. What was Magus doing? Like, that was a very awkward spot. It looked like he had him dead to rights, like 100%. You're thinking Magus has got the angle. Waylander's going to walk up here, and then Magus is just, he whiffs every shot.
Yep. Which is especially confusing, seeing as at that kind of level, all you're going to see is his head and his shoulders. It should be easier to land the headshot when you have the drop on him.
Yeah, it's just a tough scenario. Magus caught sleeping there. That's going to be painful for Dignitas. It allows FlipSid to bring it back 14-13 now. Just a scrappy battle back and forth. And the 1v1 clutch in the end going FlipSid's way, going to the hands of Waylander. World Edit this time goes for the peak, but he does not have his AWP. And unlike last time, he's going to survive, but just barely. 15 HP left for him.
Lining up a nade that could have done serious damage, but it didn't quite land. So 85 health lost, not really for any good cause. World Edit, though, is going to perch himself up in heaven and is doing serious damage alongside the rest of his team. What a round by FlipSid, just losing Blade. And I'm getting deja vu from Overpass, where FlipSid looked dead and buried at 13-10. Bring it back. This time around, it's 14-12. They're bringing it back.
Has to go the distance, Metas. Has to go to 30 rounds. It's in the contract, actually. They need to actually do that.
I tell you what, FlipSid now are in a huge advantage. Dignitas have very little through into this round. FlipSid will be firm favorites, take 15-14. this could actually be Dignitas losing and getting knocked out.
They're going for the half by here, and this is the trademark. Waylander this time, there should be no hesitation. No hesitation, back off. There you go, stay alive. That's all you have to do, and unfortunately, he can't even pick up 1 kill. Markloff is there to bring it back at least. Waylander, though, that is so scary watching him hold that angle. Boom.
Clean up on aisle 2. Dignitas get a bomb plant, affords them more into the next round, but FlipSid have match point. One of the favorites, if not the favorite, Dignitas are on the brink of being knocked out of DreamHack Winter in the first elimination match of Group A.
And there's the reset. Let's go. 30th round, and you heard it. Match point for FlipSid in a best of 3 versus Dignitas, on the brink of sending the Danes home. Luckily for the Danes, it's just a short train ride south. We're in Sweden after all. FlipSid, though, let's see. Can they maintain the mental fortitude to get it done here versus Dignitas? Or are we going to overtime? Wild play here, but Magus, Rubino, Cajun, Config, and MSL are still alive. There's Rubino opening up all the windows onto that upper site.
Stops the potential set play from being telegraphed later on. But meanwhile, we've seen this before quite a few times, courtesy of Dignitas. The smoke's outside into a push-down secret and outside control. There is no doubting on FlipSid, know what's about to come up against them. Markolov going to be hiding in garage once again, trying to hold off onto secret. The chips are being placed on the table. Dignitas about to show their hand.
I really don't like Blade's positioning here with that shotgun. It's not close enough. Unless they actually push the vents. He's going to get the spot. Did he spot him? Yes, he did. He must have. This is going to allow him to change it up. And there it is, the jump down. Waylander picks up 1, gets a second, gets a third! Waylander made it, and now it's all on Config, 1v5. It's over, FlipSid. They've done it. 40 seconds left, and the bomb dropped, and he gets spotted, but he's going to be able to pick up 1 kill on World Edit. Unfortunately for him, though, this place is crawling with CTs, and the bomb is dropped in the worst place possible. Blade gonna get chased away, and Config looking for a way back into this. Gonna catch Blade looking the wrong way. That helps, but it's a 1v3.